Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back. What's good? Another reaction for guys. Take guys, of course, we're here checking out the newest episode of The Flash Season 8. This is The Flash Season 8, Episode 9, Phantoms. Now, the ending of last week's episode was very interesting because we're following some sort of meta-human serial killer. Because this meta-human serial killer that we got introduced to at the beginning of the episode essentially was framing, I think his name was Birch, who was introduced seasons ago during the Iris episode, getting, of course, her and Barry swapping abilities basically to where she was a speedster and she had to fight that fire metahuman. And that's the character they were, basically being framed. And I don't think that whoever this meta that's, this fire-based or, no, not fire-based, it was like, something, the fusion something, they used a term that basically shows that it's a very different meta than Birch was, and unfortunately he was being framed because of his abilities and his past crimes and everything, and so there was that whole thing going on there. I wasn't really too invested with that storyline, but it is what it is. We also had stuff going on in terms of Iris and Allegra not really following, what Iris told her to do, basically, in terms of being a leader or stepping up and being a supervisor and all that kind of stuff. And she ends up writing another story than the girl she was supposed to be helping with in terms of an interview, and that's causing tension there. But we're following this mystery here. That's why I put in the title last week that there's Scooby-Doo, we have a mystery on our hands. And so I wonder how much we're going to dive into that. I'm assuming we're going to dive into it because now we're within this new story in terms of this new arc. So I'm curious to see what more we're going to learn about this mysterious meta that we don't know who we're actually following. There's some theories in terms of, is this Ronnie? Because we know that Ronnie's returning for some episodes. I don't think so, but it could be something involving Ronnie, because fire-based or something, I have no idea. But I'm excited to get an episode, and hopefully it's going to be good. Please be good. Here we go.
We all good now.
Really?
Are we sure? Because, I mean, we had 2 after-credit sequences.
And then I have this hazy memory.
Why is she not telling Barry this? You know what I'm saying?
For some reason, I feel like
Your
you
husband?
weren't there.
I'm picking up
Something, right?
I don't know what this is yet, so for now,
But he should be aware something is going on. Do not keep this from him.
as I find out what's up.
I just can't shake the feeling that there's something we missed.
There is something you're probably missing.
I'm gonna dig into the evidence you gave me.
Yeah, right?
No, I mean, that's not...
Yeah.
well...
So,
What is he seeing on that board? You know what I'm saying? Like, the way he's looking at it.
Why the change? I have got jets to Coast City. We own a
Coast.
string of luxury hotels.
They love throwing in references to other cities.
No, turns out there's folks all over the place with latent meta genes.
I mean, that makes
All
sense,
it takes is
right?
the right set of circumstances for their powers to manifest.
He didn't make it. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Flash, did you find them?
Yeah, he's getting a weird, like, response to this. Like, he's not even looking at it.
Oh, very nice.
I'll be right back.
What?
Take some time to get used to before they kill again.
Well, unfortunately, they already killed. Coast City.
I triangulated. How about you and Barry? You guys sold a couple of.
Well, I haven't told him what's happening with my sickness and all that, but... Oh my gosh, Coast City CC jitters. That was so... Okay. Oh my gosh, that is so easy to spot.
What's your name? I'm not telling you that.
I'm not telling me that.
Virginia?
Oh, there you go.
Virginia.
Destroying her phone.
Good luck finding me now.
Call me if you find anything.
About to say something. What are you not telling Barry? Wait. Voices. Yeah, they're really playing this up. What's gonna happen? Oh, it's gone. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, but where's Barry? Barry? Somebody.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's a dream.
It's just us.
So what was real? Exactly.
Feel how frightened
Yeah.
you still are.
Yeah, I mean, it felt real. It looked real.
I'm good. I'm good.
Something is really wrong.
I mean,
That's why you.
they showed 2 after credit sequences. Something is
I needed a distraction.
You could also be fine.
I don't think so.
Either way, you
She's
have
losing
something
time,
to
something's
fear
up,
the
and
unknown. It's
they probably won't know how to respond to it.
Not gonna lie, you look more stressed now than you did during the trials of Jintari.
Did they actually pour anything in that cup? Like, I don't think so.
Tough one.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what's going on. Like, why is this affecting him this way? Okay, is this actually happening? Another dream. Oh, okay, so is this actually happening now?
Suppression system or something? Here.
Ooh, okay. What in the hell? And it's gone.
Their fire leaves no trace.
Like a ghost.
Okay. Is that referring to maybe Ronnie?
Vegas mirror.
If this meta can get inside Star Labs undetected,
That's
they could be anywhere.
yeah, exactly. Anywhere at this point. I mean, anybody can go to Star Labs though.
What if they're controlling the flames?
The killer's never actually been at any of the crime scenes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Doesn't explain
Okay,
why our Blackfire meta is going after Chester.
it's locked. Are you gonna phase through? Hey, doors shouldn't be a problem.
It's called a molecular destabilizing matrix. Apparently, all I have to do is. It's been hell recently, but now that I suddenly have these new powers,
Now you wanna.
I have a chance to be somebody. And it's just a paperweight.
I'm about to say, why are you giving it to her?
You're more than just a part of this team. You are a part of my life, and I'm not letting you go.
Part of my
anytime
life,
soon.
specifically her.
Okay, that person in the fire. I know who it was.
You know who's in the fire?
It wasn't some new fire meta. Not my father. That's who's in the fire. And I know that because that's how he died. But for some reason, he's
But
come
I
back.
feel like it's more than just that. Like it's making you see, or being haunted. I don't
I
know.
was there.
The heat from the
Haunts you in a way and makes you relive, like something really bad in your life.
hear my dad shouting for help.
Oh boy. I think the flame or black fire, whatever's back.
Let's go.
This is all my fault.
Well, don't do anything stupid.
Hey, the flames are converging on the speed lab. I don't know why.
Speed
Maybe
lab?
there's some sort of
Something's going on.
something there or something.
Is it a speedster? I doubt it. That's not going to do nothing. We've already seen it won't do anything.
Our heat index is off the charts.
The pain of thousands of people, maybe more.
What? Jesus. Just destroy everything. Fuck it, right? Okay, once again. Oh, wait. It's making him see it, but it's not actually his dad.
We belong together.
We belong together. Is that a song?
God, it's feeding on your grief, Chester. You have to let it go.
Ooh. Okay. Are we gonna kill Chester right now? Is Chester gonna die? I mean, I don't think so, but come on.
Dad.
Oh, we're seeing a version of What If.
Working with an atmosphere.
A flash suit.
We thought we were looking for a meta serial killer. Someone that was controlling the black flames like the
Yeah.
figure I saw in the fire.
Desire. It's
Desire.
almost like whatever that thing is, it's got a mind of its own. So we're not.
Because they're alive.
Flames are alive. Okay. I wasn't expecting that little bit of a reveal, but yeah, she feels something.
There's some filing I need to do.
Okay.
She could be a hero too.
She could. She
Why
could.
not?
Yeah.
That worked out.
Those are great cameras, by the way, for webcams.
Babe, what is it?
And it ain't good news.
What? It's gonna cut, right? It's gonna cut. It's gonna. Okay, so there we have it. We have another episode of The Flash, season 8, of course, and this was interesting. I will say that. I really felt this episode did a better job of actually telling its story, and I actually was invested in pretty much all of it, except for a few things. I'm like, overall, I enjoyed the mystery behind this meta and learning more about it and actually seeing kind of what this meta is and how it's affecting Chester. And I'm wondering, like, why is it affecting Chester specifically? And then, of course, I learned about the whole thing of grief and thinking about his father and how he wasn't there. And they found that little bit of the black flame and had it in that container, which I want to get to a second how Barry caught that, but how that ties into him seeing the flame gone, and then it's a dream, but it's like taking over his lab or whatever. He wakes up and there's like, you were screaming in your dream, you were freaking out. He's like, oh, it was just a bad dream. Like, oh, well, I don't know. And then we actually see it in real life. And there's a figure standing in the black flame, but they're not revealing themselves. And I'm thinking, could this be Ronnie? Because we know that Ronnie is coming back for a couple episodes. It's confirmed, and people are thinking in terms of Flame and in terms of this character, and now they're mentioning it's a ghost. I'm like, what if it is Ronnie? I don't think it is. I think this is truly a villain because of the way they went about it. Of course, the dead bodies. But you get my point. Like the whole thing of where the way the flames are alive and needs to feed on the grief to survive, and there's other emotions that oh god, what is her name? I always forget the name of Cecile. That was the name. I almost forgot for a second. Wow. Cecile was detecting more emotion with it and everything. And then we get to see Chester's father walk into Star Labs. It's not really his father, but he says, I saw him in the flames. Like, there was no face to the figure standing in the flames. But then we actually see him take my hand. And that explains why the other people that have been found dead, including the one who died in this episode, are the way they are, because they actually accept grabbing a hold of whatever is haunting them. And if Chester didn't have Allegra or Cecile there, I think Chester would have been the next victim, because it looks like to me the other victims of this meta. I'm just gonna go meta because I don't know what else how else you could explain this this new villain. And I believe there's like a description out there about calling it Black Flame, so that might be the name they're gonna go with it. But I'm not really sure. But they didn't say it in the episode. But I think that in the description they call it Black Flame, so maybe that's the name of the villain. But the whole thing of where all the other people that were victim of this meta Black Flame, supposedly the name, they were by themselves. There was no one there to pull them back and go, okay, that's not your dad, or that's whoever's haunting you. And I don't know how you would explain that to people who are outside of Star Labs, that are not in Star Labs, that see crazy shit all the time. How you would explain somebody reappearing that is haunting you, and how other people around that would explain that. Or how they would go about trying to figure out what's the right move here in terms of responding to this thing saying, take my hand, join me. It's like, okay. It was kind of crazy stuff. I'm liking the mystery behind it in terms of learning more about it, because they thought it was literally maybe somebody controlling the flames, and now they're realizing the flames are actually alive itself. Okay, interesting. So Iris is actually talking about her time sickness, but unfortunately, not to Barry. I am frustrated as hell, because this show, for the longest fucking time, has had characters go through certain situations. They need to inform others, and they choose not to. We see Dion in the open of the episode, and he's like, I'm detecting something in you, Iris, and I'm going to go check it out. And then, but see, she's like, should I tell Barry? No, not until I figure this. I hate this. And see, Iris could have went against what Dion said and just tell Barry. Just tell him what is happening. But once again, they go the other direction. She doesn't say anything. She instead goes with Sue, which, by the way, not one mention of Ralph in this episode, which I guess makes sense. Of course, we're never going to see that character again in terms of an actor playing Ralph. But I'm trying to remember, I think the last time Sue appeared, we had a Ralph mention. No mention of Ralph. Sue is taking over the family business or whatever, and they go to Coast City. And they tie a storyline, the reason why she's going with Sue, because there's this phantom meta that can, like, walk through walls and has the ability to basically just, I guess, just do whatever in terms of turning items like that notebook she put in the back of her backpack and just make it phase through things. She can phase through walls, of course, and everything. And she phased her fingers through and used her abilities to destroy Iris's phone at Coast City CC Jitters. I'm like, god damn it. I'm sorry. Just as a little side note, that is in my personal opinion, the laziest thing they have done in a bit, in terms of, they could have, because they had some new locations in this episode, for sure. They couldn't find another new location to have for the meeting with this new meta in Coast City. They had to come up with Coast City CCG. I was like, guys, come on. You could have created another coffee shop that is famous out in Coast City or something that is not in Central City, but no, they had to. Sorry, something I really know. That was irritating. I'm like, come on, seriously. But then she doesn't want to be helped, of course. But it ties back into when Iris, because they actually reference Iris, helped the Blur, the Streak. I think it's called the Streak. It helped Barry get recognized in terms of being the Flash out in Central City, and she thinks she can do the same thing. But ultimately, she's trying to get away from everything and trying to figure out what's going on with her, and she's like petrified and worried that whatever the outcome is in terms of the time sickness, in terms of what Dion found, is going to be bad. And it is bad because the after credit sequence, she's talking to Barry through Zoom or whatever device they were whatever app, whatever they were using to talk. By the way, their quality of cameras, too fucking good. It is not believable. They should have literally got webcams that you clearly can't see, you know, the logo and everything because, you know, sponsors, but literally just have crappy quality webcam footage. You don't have to have perfect crystal quality. Like it's not real. It is not real in the slightest. You can't tell me them using just generic computers like they were in terms of like just typical computers. They have the picture perfect quality with the audio too. It just makes no sense. I hate that kind of stuff. I wish they would just make it feel more realistic in that aspect. But of course, they don't. So there's that. More Chester Allegra flirting. I have said this more and more times than I can remember. They just need to get together, especially with that ending there. They held hands there for a second, like, and I think they're really setting it up that they're going to be together. Now, we have heard that they're kind of dealing with that storyline this season. I think they just need to get to it because I feel like it's obvious they're going to get together, especially with Cecile seeing, oh, I'm going to go file some stuff. Okay, sure. I don't know if this new girl, I forget her name, the Phantom Meta in Kosei. There was a little thing that Iris says that maybe she could be, you know, helpful for Team Flash. I don't know. I don't know if we need another team member on board, but we'll see. I mean, I'm wondering, like, how much further can the storyline go in terms of the Coast City thing and finding her mom? Like, do you really want to meet the woman that didn't think you were special and everything? Like, she wants to prove that she's special to her mom. Would you really want that? Especially how she apparently treated her before? I don't know. I feel like this whole thing is going to end badly on that front, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I mean, I just don't know where this character, I mean, I'm trying to think who this character could be in the comics. I don't know. It never really clicked. I'm like, I don't know. I don't recognize this person. I'm not really sure who she could be, but regardless. Anything else in particular I'm missing that I need to address? I'm not sure. I'm like I said, I'm liking the mystery of this Black Flame, this new meta, and I like the fact that once again Joe is barely in the episode, but he's popping up a little bit here and there. Also, too, the Caitlyn thing. Caitlyn is just gone right now. She's just off and having adventures with her new man, and Killer Frost. No, Frost, not Killer Frost, but Frost is just there, just chilling. And yeah, that's pretty much how they explain that Caitlyn's away. And I feel like if Caitlyn was there, we would get more information or maybe more help. I'm not really sure, but regardless, so we had a mystery. We're still learning more about this, and I wonder who it is. Who actually is this meta, the Black Flame? Like, who is it? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe it's somebody we have met before. Maybe it truly is a ghost in terms of like somebody from the past of Star Labs Team Flash that is just somehow back because of Crisis and they've now finally manifest themselves. I don't know, because I mean, with Crisis, they can pretty much do whatever they want, realistically, because they've recreated the whole multiverse or whatever, so they can realistically do whatever they want. So yeah, so overall, I think it was a pretty solid episode, definitely better than what we've gotten, in my personal opinion, since we came back. The Nora and Bart episode I thought was pretty solid, but the last two episodes after that, I think this overall was a better episode. Definitely wasn't like, holy shit, like Armageddon, but I overall enjoyed what we had. Even though I had some critiques, but that's just a little, like, to me, they're little nitpicks, but, you know, of course, they take up a lot of the review, but you get my point. I love the show to death, and, death, and I will critique it because I love it so much, and it can be better in terms of certain little things to make it feel more authentic and just to make it feel overall a better experience, because this show has proved it can do that. Look at what Armageddon did, so I feel like the show should be able to continue that trajectory in terms of how they're handling this next batch of episodes. Armageddon delivered, and so far these are kind of hit and miss, so please just go up, do better. So anyways, that's the reaction. That's the video. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, please let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.